working on the treadmill last night. On the elliptical.
Don't.
And I drink.
Treadmill.
I actually drank my most water I've drank in a long time. I drank 5 or 6 water bottles today.
Well, welcome back to the show, guys. This is how we're starting about our exercise and how we're trying to
be ready
get in shape for the season.
Be ready for the season,
dude. Just get on that thing and just tear it up.
I'm trying. I got to be able to at least get across a few.
Just think of every step through that water.
Few ponds, you know. Piled up muddy ponds.
Yep. Sticky mud.
But I got lighter waders this year. Lighter boots.
I'm gonna slap him.
You're gonna be so jealous.
I'm gonna be jealous.
What will you do if he sneaks those Sitka waders out? By the way, everybody, Travis,
he has to sleep at night.
Now officially has Sitka waders.
They were on sale.
What would you do if you caught him and you went out there and he had your waders?
I wouldn't do
would
that
he let
to
you?
him.
Would he let you slide? You probably wouldn't actually.
No,
that's different.
That's different because I wouldn't let him wear my Hudson jacket when I got it. He asked me and I was like, nope.
He did.
Yep. I was like, nope, you can't wear it. So I won't do that to him.
Why are you looking at me like
unless
that?
my waders have holes in them.
Yeah, I think desperate times.
I think they already have holes in them.
Oh, they do, but
you didn't get no new ones yet.
Not yet.
What are you gonna do? Just get another cheap pair again?
No.
You're not?
If I can start working, I'm going to the Sitka.
Yeah.
If I can start working. Travis
is going to look a lot more comfortable in his waders than me. Mine are skin tight because they don't make, in a 9 boot, they don't make a extra large. Is that what it was that you got? You got an extra large, right?
I got the extra large, yeah.
That's what I needed. I need a 9XL. So just you guys listening, in case you are ever interested in getting any, they only go to 9 large in 9s. That's as big as they go. But they did tell me that if I ordered, how'd they tell me that? If you ordered the 10XL, they could change out boots for you if you wanted a smaller size.
Now, you said that your boots ran a size
to me
smaller,
but yours were right on the money.
Mine are perfect. I wear a size 11, and that's what I got.
And we talked about that though. You have a wider foot, right?
I have a very wide foot.
And I think it has something to do with the width. It's not necessarily the length, but my foot is really narrow, and that's part of the problem. Because 10 is the length I wear. But like I had to go down because it was slipping. Like I didn't like there was too much play in there.
Yeah,
there's some heel slip in it.
Well, it wasn't even necessarily heel slip. It was just like on the sides. Loose. It was just like moving around, and I don't like that. Like,
yeah, I don't have.
If you're going in that sticky mud, dude, I do not want.
I put them on the other day.
You wore them again?
Yeah, I just
he's sitting there.
Here's the thing.
Did you sleep in them last night?
No, here's the thing. So
he's sitting there mounting a duck in his waders.
No, so I adjusted the belt around the middle. I had to adjust it again before season, but I want it
hopefully smaller.
to take it smaller. Why else did I do it? Oh yeah, because I was adjusting the straps. Which I guess you adjust the straps every time you put them on, unless you just leave them that way. In theory,
the straps. Oh
yeah, if you think about it, they're totally adjustable.
Yeah, every time you
they're
put
totally
them on.
adjustable. So if you take them off, I mean, unless you mark the loop that it went in.
Yeah.
But
see, yours being more of the right size, I could see there's a lot more room for play depending on where you want it.
Yeah.
Mine is already like every time I pull it over, it's already right there because it's basically too small technically for me.
Okay.
So it's always at like the second or third loop or every time.
See, I think somebody a little bit taller than me could wear mine pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could.
And
like about Talon's height.
Yeah, a little bit more portly than me could even wear them because there's quite a bit of play in them still in the upper part.
I want to try yours on, but
it's gonna be perfect with a coat,
not for the boot, but for the waders.
Yeah.
I want to see like how it feels.
If I have the jacket on, I can still pull my waders up and still be comfortable.
Yeah,
it's not like I'm gonna have to shove them in there.
You're not looking like you're wearing a skin tight seal suit like I do.
But there's people I know that like that.
I didn't. Yeah, I know.
I gotta have a little room though. Because if you're walking and everything starts feeling good.
I mean, I'm fine, but it's just that edge.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge.
I see the advantage, though, because if you have, like, Huggies on, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're really tight.
Yeah.
At least you're not going to get chafed.
Yeah.
I'm saying from rubbing if you don't have, like, whatever on.
Yeah.
And then...
whatever on. Well, okay, so we're totally off topic for the last 5 minutes of what we're...
Sorry.
So that's fine. That's cool. Actually, Talon, you've been in line school to be a lineman. How's that going?
It's going good. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. The online part of the schooling is a little different because of this COVID whole ordeal, but they're letting us out in the field. We just have to wear masks the whole time, unless we're climbing a pole individually. But besides that, it's been a good time, and I'm halfway through it right now.
That's almost the halfway mark.
Yep. This is our 9th week, I think. So a little over half. Yeah.
So were you home this week? Or
I was online for 2 days, and then I had to go up there for the next 3 days for testing. I had a test Wednesday, 2 tests Wednesday, 2 tests Thursday, and then today I had a physical for CDL.
Oh, really?
So the dot physical.
Oh,
yeah.
cool. Is that something you scheduled yourself?
Yeah, you have to schedule it, and then the school had somebody come in and do it, and they actually give students a really good deal. It usually runs about $180, and let's do it for $60.
Wow.
So
that's a good deal.
It's another step to getting in there.
Yeah, cool. Right on. I've been just got off my 7-day rotation with my new job, so it was crazy. It's actually been busy, like a lot of calls every day. I was really surprised. This area, you would think where we live, I didn't think it'd be that bad, but it's like you're getting called a lot. Unless I just got a streak of whatever, I don't know, but I was like, man, this is our area, and you're thinking, whatever. You
People
don't
are starting
see it
to emerge from their homes.
Yeah, but man, you're just like, wow.
They forgot how to drive.
Things are, car accidents, people getting ran over and crazy stuff, or cutting their arms off.
It's probably crazy for you actually seeing it in your own town. Huh?
It's in my own town. That is what is totally different than before, where I was out of town doing that, and it was like I didn't notice that stuff, but now it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And all the places I'm landing, I know exactly where they're at before they tell me, so it's really weird. But anyways. All right, so we're just going to talk about, guys, for a little bit, afternoon duck hunting tips. For the last 3 years, people have been saying, I've never really hunted it. A lot of people just don't ever hunt in the afternoon, and I'm not saying it's the way to go. Like, if I can hunt in the morning and it's wintertime, ducks are flying, I like to get in there in the morning, get your limit or whatever, shoot some birds and get out, go home. You can nap and eat dinner at home and all that stuff. But if you can't do that, if you have to work in the morning, or if you don't get, like in California, if you don't get a resi or something, you can't go out there like that. Don't just say, well, I guess I can't duck hunt today. You do have the option of duck hunt. And then this may be more for newer hunters too. Again, it's maybe, I know some people that have been hunting for a long time just said they've never really done it. So we're just going to go over some things that we do hunt a lot in the afternoon, and it's not always by choice, but sometimes we do just want to go out in the afternoon. So we just want to go over some things that we think could help you guys listening or watching. By the way, if you guys don't mind, please give us a rating review on iTunes if you're listening there. Or give this video a thumbs up on YouTube. We have the MVM Show YouTube channel. So anyways, we're going to start there. Let's just start out. Travis, do you want to start with one of the ones you came up with as far as your tip? Or
Sure, and I'll kind of go over my experiences hunting in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. So when I first started duck hunting, I exclusively went in the morning because the refuge I was hunting was probably, I don't know, what do you think? Hour and a half, maybe?
Oh, to drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
An hour and a half. So I'd hunt it in the morning, never hunted in the afternoon.
Did it take that long to get there?
I don't know.
It took a while.
It's a while. You never hunted there.
Yeah, I have. I did.
You did?
I hunted there twice.
Okay.
So my dad's hunted there for
I hunted there a long time.
Long time. Never took me. And a friend actually took me out there. And I was
know why I didn't take you?
Because it's terrible.
Because you were less than 9 years old. You're probably like 4 or 5 when I hunted there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, the
so
first duck
don't
hunt
try to make me feel guilty, man.
Actually, the year you stopped was the year I moved to the different
Is this a good time for me to ask who shot that mallard?
The band?
Yeah.
I can remember it clear as day.
I
don't know who shot it.
While you guys are arguing, I can sneak it in there and you can take my side.
So anyways, I started hunting another refuge quite a bit, and I'd hunt the mornings, and I just got tired of dealing with the whole rat race of it. Even if I had a reservation, I'd have guys walking in on right through my set, or setting up right on top of me, and I got really tired of that. Just the whole, refuge war type of thing.
It's the what's the word? The name for that? It's the culture there.
Yeah, and so people would just come and sit up on top of me, and I got really tired of it. And sometimes I sat there all day, and I noticed that in the afternoon there was less people out there hunting, and a lot of times there was like not as many birds, but I didn't have the pressure. So in a sense, I felt I did
Yeah.
sometimes killed as many birds maybe
Mhm.
because I wasn't fighting with other people trying to set up on my spot. So that's kind of why I started hunting in the afternoons.
And he fought a lot, folks. He did. I remember my first duck hunt.
Well, I'm a kind of a non-confrontational person.
Yeah.
I mean, in sports sometimes
But that
I
kind of
can
changes
get riled
your,
up, you know.
Yep.
But something I'm passionate about,
Yeah.
I totally believe in. And then when people just basically come in and have no regard for somebody else,
Yeah.
they disregard it, they don't follow ethics, it really grates on my nerves because it doesn't have to be like that, especially if you're hunting a particular spot and there's hardly anybody else on the refuge you're hunting.
1,200 other acres.
Yes,
can hunt.
and for some reason, Bob, the builder has to come sit up right next to you or something. I don't get it.
All right, go back to that.
So yeah, I just don't get it. And so I have raised my voice a few times. I went out of my shell and kind of expressed myself to these people. And just because I don't comprehend that, and so yeah. So anyways, one thing I came up with hunting in the afternoon is a pair of binoculars. We'll go there first. And what I like to do is, I'd say around, what do you think? 10, 11, people start leaving the refuge. They've hunted the morning.
Right.
Maybe they've shot their
Or
limit.
anywhere, not just refuge, but usually if they hunt the morning, that's kind of when they're rolling out. They're getting hungry.
Yeah. Or
they limit it out and they just ready to go.
College football in the afternoon.
Yeah. True.
So they're leaving the refuge. Maybe their wife says, "Hey, you got to mow the lawn when you get home." I don't know. We have an understanding, my wife and I, so that works out good. It's duck season. And,
I don't know if it's an understanding or it is an understanding.
It's training.
It's not
training.
an agreement necessarily.
It's years of training.
It's an understanding.
Yeah.
I'm hunting either way, just so you know.
So a pair of binoculars is great because what I like to do is I'll go to a parking lot and I'll try to get up, at a vantage point, maybe up on my truck in the bed, and I'll just glass, and kind of see if I can see birds, if there is birds, and see where they're going. And if they're going there, there's obviously a reason they're wanting to go there, and there's obviously nobody there shooting at them. So a pair of binoculars is good, just to take a look around and
you're kind of seeing the pattern where multiple birds are going in there.
If
Not
I see
just
one bird
one
drop
duck,
in there,
that don't really mean
But you know what's surprising though? I think in a sense that that concept of one bird is usually you can't really follow that because.
Right.
You know much drawing power a live bird has over a decoy. It's not even funny. And I've seen birds, saying there's one bird lands over here and all of a sudden, boom, they've seen that other bird over there. And for whatever reason, they know the difference and they lock up and they go there. So it's hard to compete with live birds. So if there's one spot that they're going, I'll try to find that spot with my binoculars and then take off towards that.
Yeah. All right, Talon, what did you say about the shells? You want to bring that up?
Oh, on the shells? Okay. So like in the afternoon, there's been more than one time I've thought, okay, I'm just coming out for the afternoon, so I'll just bring a box of shells. But make sure to have an extra box in your truck because there's a lot of times I've regretted doing that. So just be prepared, and then like you said,
if you can't kill 7 birds with 25 shells,
some people can't do it. Okay, I'm one of those people. Okay,
nah, I'm razzing you.
So just have that.
What happened to my case of shells?
No. I bought my case of shells, and then I don't know what went from there. Washington.
But I've done that before. Like you get confident in your shooting, and you just I ain't gonna need that.
Yeah.
And maybe you just have a bad day, and then you don't have shells. Your day is over.
Your day's over,
and you don't have a choice.
And
if
it's
you
usually on
bad.
the good days that happens.
It is.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to you that one day you're out there by yourself?
It did.
Last year?
I had a really awesome morning, and that afternoon was hot too, but I brought one box of shells. I was like, I'm just going to come out here, and if I would have had an extra box, I would have stayed out there all day, and I could have limited so easy. But it was just a bad/good shooting.
Didn't you lose a couple too?
I did. I lost a
kinda messed you
couple.
up.
But, no, but like you were saying, though, in that afternoon, just spot, have shells, and go from there.
Yeah.
Extra shells.
And then to the next tip.
Yeah.
All right. So another tip for afternoon duck hunting is if you're going to do that, like Travis said, you go out there like 10 or 11 and scout, try to find spot. And then by midday, it's nice to be set up before the birds actually start flying. I could say something about sometimes you'll see mallards fly around 10 or 11 when people are walking out. We're just covering right now that is an option you could do. You could just stay longer when everybody else leaves. You're already out there. You hunt in the morning, but you stay a little bit longer to maybe get those mallards in. But we're talking about the afternoon altogether. Like I'm talking like 2 to 5 or 2 to 6, wherever that window is for your sunset and for shoot time to end. But get set up. Once you find out where you think birds are going, or maybe you've seen them go last weekend where you were scouting and saying, okay, that's where we're going to go. We may have to move, but let's go there. Get out there, get set up as soon as you can midday, even if you may have to sit there and stare at blue skies for an hour or two because they're not going to fly till late afternoon. At least you're not moving around. You're not making movement that you shouldn't be. Your decoys are already out where they need to be. Your dog stand's set up. You're all set up. You're covered. You're ready to go.
Yeah, you don't want to be setting up when during that time when they're coming in.
If they're coming, every time a bird comes in, you lost that opportunity.
Yeah. And so I would say too, when you're saying that, you may have to be out there looking at blue skies. Bring some water, bring some snacks, something to keep you busy because it gets old just staring at blue skies.
And when do they always come in?
When you least expect
when you're bored, you finally get to that point you're bored and you start pulling your snacks out. Bam! All of a sudden a bird sneaks in, and they're way less. In my opinion, I don't know what you guys think. They're depending on the weather, but they're a lot less vocal in the afternoon too.
But I think they're less wary.
Yeah. In
a sense.
They're already just kind of committed, it seems like.
Yeah, and sometimes they just know where they want to go.
Because they're going to go loaf.
They're coming in there just to sit down and spend the rest of the day just sitting in that pond. Maybe, I think they stay there all night. You know what I'm saying? If they're not bothered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once they go, that's...
Yeah, I think they're locked in pretty much. It seems like.
And I think that's what kind of varies it too, as far as when they come in too, because sometimes if they just, where they're comfortable, wherever they're at, maybe they're loafing somewhere else and they're going to finish the day out there. That's why it could be later in the day sometimes because of that.
Yeah.
Because that's the end of the day. They're done. And some birds come in early. Some just come in right when the sun's went down. Their shoot time's over.
But it's strange. I mean, I've always wondered this or why. But birds will hang out in a closed zone all day long, right? And then at night, they come into the refuge. If some people have only hunted in the mornings, they don't even see this. But literally, when the sun goes down and it's getting dark, birds just start pouring to the refuge. Like, where were these birds all day? They were sitting on the closed zone, loafing. And so, like you said, some come earlier and some come really late. And so those birds that come early are the ones that we're targeting.
Well, even if you were in the Midwest or wherever, a lot of times those birds will loaf on big water during the day. They might be, if you're not hunting on big water, they might be out in a lake. They do it here too. They'll go out on lakes, big areas of water where they safe. They'll go out in the middle. They did at some other places we went and out of state. They go raft up out there. And then when they're ready to kind of feed and mess around, that's when they'll come in these smaller pockets or smaller ponds or whatever, you're hunting. That's one thing I've definitely noticed. But Travis brought this up beforehand, but getting set up in midday, where's the sun going to be? Obviously, it's going to be straight overhead. There's really not any shadows. You can't really use the shadows to your advantage. So, the one thing you want to use, obviously in the morning, and you use in the afternoon, is get in the shadows. That makes so much difference. You can almost go out there without camo if you use the shadows.
If you use the shadows, yep.
Yeah.
Really,
in the middle of the day like that, though, like I was telling you guys, try to get it where if the birds are coming from a particular direction or they have a tendency to come from that direction, not always, birds will go anywhere. Yeah. But sometimes they'll come from a specific direction. Try to get it where, if you can, where you're facing, not facing the sun. The
away from the sun.
Yeah, the sun's at your back, and the birds are looking into the sun. I don't know how much they see or don't see, but you want to, if it blinds them a little bit, so much the better. If there is no shade.
And there's been times we've had to set up in the sun because that's the direction.
That's the way they're coming from.
Yeah.
But,
which leads into my next point that I was going to say, and Travis, you probably know where I'm going to go with this because I'm going to say your dad's going to disagree with this.
Yeah.
And I didn't start doing this because I am somewhat of the same opinion of you on sunglasses because sunglasses can cause glare. So there's a line there. I know they make some sunglasses that have no glare. They have that stuff over the front of it that knocks the glare down.
I can't remember what the
But
name
looking
is.
out of them might be a little bit different. I don't know. I've tried some of them on. But there has been some places that we were facing the sun. Like they're all coming from that way in the afternoon. And you're just like, really? Why they would come from that way? So you're literally bloodshot at the end of the day when you go home because you've all been staring in the sun. So I started wearing. I don't wear glasses a lot. If I try not to, but
Thank
like,
goodness.
but I do wear them when it's such a situation like that because it ain't worth it. Number one, you can't see.
No, you can't see.
You
at all
literally
if you don't
can't
have
see. So what's the point?
them. Yeah.
If they're gonna fly and you can't see them anyways, I'd rather at least get a somewhat of a glance, know they're coming.
Yeah.
And try to just kind of keep your head down if you have to.
Yeah.
And I know you disagree with that. What's your thoughts on that? It's fine.
I don't like sunglasses because if I can see them flashing, I know a duck can see them flashing.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, I can't stand them.
And I
don't like hunting with people that wear them either.
He doesn't.
me and Thomas wore them a bunch last year, and Travis was always just
Like,
like,
oh yeah, I'm cool, man. I wear my sunglasses. At
Has
night.
nothing to do with
Nope.
being cool. It has to be doing fried eyes, man. I don't worship the sun god. I can't just stare into the sun and receive its powers. It's like I cannot. So many times we've come there, and then say if the wind's blowing that way too, you got the wind blowing in your eyes, you got the sun in your eyes.
Oh, poor Will.
Rain.
Yeah.
Bad rain. I actually.
My Will eyeballs.
I got
hurt.
some of those
It's
those
windy.
clear lens glasses. I'm
The
gonna wear
yellow
those.
ones?
Not the yellow. They're clear. I need to get some yellows, but
No, those
Just-
I don't. Those I do like. one season I was wearing those and I loved them.
yeah. What do you
Was-
what do you
was
think about
shooter,
the yellow ones?
the shooter glasses with the yellow lens? They don't reflect. Not like a sun. No, sunglasses had that nice shiny
No,
cover on the front of them.
I don't agree with
Trust
that.
me.
I don't agree
The
with
shooter
that.
glasses do
Trust
not
you.
reflect.
Why should I trust you? You try to
Because-
claim birds that aren't yours. That took all trust away right
Yeah,
there.
We know all about that.
Oh, I know. I know we do.
So I do like the shooter glasses, but
It does give you better visibility.
yeah,
I wouldn't say on a sunny day you need those though. Like I would say a cloudy day, overcast.
the only thing I don't like
Low
about
light.
them, I love seeing the birds. I love seeing their colors. I love seeing the natural colors. And wearing those glasses, I don't see that. And so that I don't. That's why I stopped wearing them. To be honest with you.
I never knew you wore them.
Yeah, one season I wore them quite a bit,
Really?
He did.
and I really liked them.
But why'd you stop wearing them? Because you wanted to see the
Because I
natural
wanted to
you
see
don't
beauty.
see
the
natural
natural
beauty.
colors, the natural beauty of nature.
Whatever.
Totally tubular, man. Peace and love. All right. So it could be, what could happen if you're getting out there early? You're gonna have some long waits.
You can have long waits a lot of times. Boredom. It's like, should we leave? Should we not leave? Should we stay? Are they gonna fly? Are they not gonna fly? So I mean, if you have your cell phone, sometimes if you get service, you could maybe watch a YouTube Mid-Valley Mercenaries video, or
Shout out.
whatever. And like I said, take some snacks, some water, because it gets hot out there, man. I've sweated
Yeah.
out there before. It's like
Early
man,
season.
yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I'd love to have a drink of water. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I like about having a cart. Oh, another thing too that Talon brought up was a very, very good point. Is I don't wear my waders in the afternoon until I get to the pond that I'm going to hunt, because here in California, a lot of times we have warm afternoons. Sometimes it's not always cold.
Yeah. Even in late season, it's warm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
and
some-
so
yeah.
if I can walk out to the pond and I have my cart with my sled,
And your decoys and all that.
everything's
you just throw
in my
'em there.
sled. I'm walking out there with my tennis shoes and just whatever I got on. And then when I get to the pond, typically there's nobody out there trying to beat me to my spot, and I can just slide my waders on and pull my sled out there, and I have everything I need in my sled, and yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good tip. I mean, the more you can stay comfortable, the better.
The better.
Right. Which, like you said, with those Sitka waders, though, you're not really even going to have that issue, honestly. One thing I like about those, and I was telling you, you can drop heat. Like if you're walking out there in them, instead of being all sealed up like you are on pretty much every pair of waders, for the most part, I think you're sealed up to the top of your chest, right? These where you can just, and I didn't think about it till halfway through the season. I'm like, what am I doing? I think I seen someone do it on video. I was like, that's a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I just unzip it. This
Just
is
let
if you have
the
the
heat
zip
out.
waders.
Yeah.
You just drop heat. You literally unzip that thing down, and it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
I was always skeptical of those waders until you used them and it didn't leak. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you get a zipper to not leak?
I know, it's trippy.
But
And what's nice about those boots are so comfortable. You
Oh
can
my
walk,
goodness, yeah.
You can walk all day in them.
Literally.
So they're maybe a little warm, but besides that, you're
Yeah.
comfortable.
They're warm early season.
It was funny because, the older I get, you know what I'm saying, like my knees are tender, and I didn't know it, but those things are kind of spongy in the knee pads. I was at my house the other day,
Yeah.
and I got down on my knees and I was like, oh, these are kind of springy. I like this, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
So,
They are, dude. They got I'd say almost a quarter inch of a little padding
I
there.
don't know, but
it helps.
it's spongy. Yeah,
It
seems
helps.
Like
No, I did the same thing. I didn't even realize. I seen it like the different color, but I didn't realize it was actually knee pads. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
These guys, folks.
It's nice.
But
Yeah, I got some
no,
sensitive
but
knees myself.
yeah, stay comfortable in the afternoon though.
Yeah.
Do everything you can to stay comfortable.
cool if it's hot. And
Yeah. Bring a seat. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A marsh seat. I mean, because if you're standing up out there and the sun's beating down on you, I mean, I've went out there without a seat before, and it's like you get tired of being on your knees down in the water.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just sometimes the afternoon is not fun.
You know
because
what?
of the heat.
You might, and too, like if depending on where you're hunting to, that you might be set up, and we've had this before, where you could actually kind of take a little bit of a nap. Like maybe you hunted all morning, you're gonna hunt the afternoon.
Yeah.
You can take a nap instead of burning yourself out because the birds are gonna fly. Like if you know that it's gonna be an afternoon, there should be birds.
Yep.
Why burn yourself out staring at skies that no birds are flying? It's dead calm, nothing calling, nothing going on. Take a nap. Just
Yeah.
close your eyes for an hour. Set your alarm. That could be a tip that you could use instead of like straining your eyes and for no reason for 2 or 3 hours. And I've done it. We've all done it. We just sat there and did it. And yeah, you maybe miss an opportunity. It's possible. We've all missed some opportunities here and there, but the odds of it are way less of you missing it.
Yeah.
And you're more fresh. That way, when you do on the afternoon, you're more ready.
I would say something we didn't discuss that's important about the afternoon, I think, is motion.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes in the morning it's cooler. I don't know. The birds, it's not as bright and as vibrant. In the afternoon, it's bright, vibrant. So I think movement on the water, splashing, the sun hitting that water, moving. Yeah. Sometimes will it's very important then to have the birds lock in on that. Where if your decoys are just sitting out there and it's just like totally like sedentary and nothing's moving, it's fake and they know it.
What's your tips on calling in the afternoon? What do you think about calling?
You know what? It depends on what you're targeting, I think.
It's hard to say. Huh?
Yeah, it depends on what you're targeting. Like a lot of times in the afternoons, if I'm targeting mallards, I'll if they're coming at me, and I know they're coming, I try not to like just blast them. I just try to be more subtle and just kind of maybe just quack. You know what I'm saying? Just whack, whack, whack. Get them locked in on you, and just keep them locked in on that spot. Don't highball them. Don't maybe just throw a little chuckle in there every once in a while or something like that. But just kind of just keep that lonesome hen quack and just get them coming straight at you. Just so they know where you're at, especially if you have movement on the water where they can just lock in on your spot.
And I've realized that with mallards in the afternoon with mallards, you don't have to call near as much.
I don't think so.
If they're locked in, they're coming in. On open water though, with pintails, your teal, your shovelers, I think you got to call it more in the afternoon. I think they're a little more acceptable of the call during that time.
Yeah,
but
I think having a lot of motion.
Motion, a little bit of calling, and then just when it starts going though, the afternoons they start rolling. Like when that wave comes in.
Yeah,
it can be good.
I think it can
be afternoon hunts can be incredible.
They can.
Yeah.
We've had incredible afternoons, and there ain't nobody out there.
Some of the best hunts I've ever had have been in the afternoon.
Yeah.
One year in particular, we'd found this spot where a lot of widgeon were coming in, a lot of pintails, and in the morning we would kill birds, but as soon as everybody started leaving, it's like the floodgates would open up.
It was beautiful,
and the birds wanted this spot, and we hunted that pretty much that whole year.
Yeah.
And the afternoons were lights out. I mean, lights out. And some of the best hunts I ever had were in the afternoon.
There's definitely less traffic in the afternoons.
Yeah.
And this podcast ain't gonna make a difference. We're just trying to throw some tips if you do hunt out there.
Yeah, I would recommend not hunting in the afternoon though. Seriously, don't hunt the afternoon. Just stay home. Go watch a football game. Go do what you're
Travis is a greedy little motor scooter, huh?
He is a little greedy.
Just stay home in the afternoons. Don't hunt the afternoons.
All right. What was the?
I like to stay till the end. I like to be mobile.
Okay, so let's talk about another tip is being mobile.
Be mobile.
You kind of brought that up, Talon. What do you got to say about that?
Just don't. Well, unless you're hunting big water, you can take a lot of decoys. But if you're mostly focusing on tighter water, take half a dozen decoys and some motion. But what happens usually is many times when I went in the afternoon, you'll be sitting there and you're in the spot you know they want to be, but it changes. Like I've sat there, they've come in 2 or 3 birds, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, they're in this next spot, and it might be anywhere from 50 to 100 yards for you from me. So just be mobile, and if they start going to that spot, go to that spot, because I've realized that is where they're going to be in the afternoon. It's like they were just there a little bit ago, but once they hit that new spot, they're there.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's really weird. So just take minimum as possible.
And don't wait and keep questioning. I've sat there and questioned myself, and that's why we've learned that. Because you'll see one and go there and like, whatever. That was kind of a fluke. 2, 3. Like the 4th set, you're like, I probably shouldn't move. Like you get that feeling. You got to trust that feeling. You're like, you know what? Just go for it and do it. Because I sat there and procrastinated about it, thinking it's just an odd thing. And then all afternoon, I'm thinking I should have moved.
And that, you'll know what that feeling is too.
Yeah.
But then too, I think it comes down to with it being a live bird.
Yeah,
versus your
part
decoy.
Of it.
You know what I'm saying?
But let me say this though: if you let them stack up, though, you're up a
your
creek.
history. Your
it's
history.
over. It's over.
Your history if they start stacking.
That's what I'm saying. That's another reason to be mobile and to move. Not only is it just because it is live birds, and that's probably why they're going over there, but if you let that happen, you're not gonna get any birds into your spot.
They'll suck all the birds.
And I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah. And two, I think sometimes if you're hunting an area and say there's 2 or 3 of you, right?
And pull that low.
If there's 2 or 3 of you, sometimes it's good to even, if you notice the birds are kind of, say they're in a, I don't know.
Split up.
Split up. Yeah. You know, one guy go over here, one guy go over here. And that way, you know, Titus won't claim your bird. And, you know what I'm saying? And you can all be close enough together. It's still enjoyable because...
And they won't just go to the one spot anymore because it's different now.
Yeah. And so everybody's got opportunity. The birds will move around more and you may create more opportunity for yourself.
We did that pretty good this year, actually. You know what I mean? There's times I don't feel like we did as good at that. But like to me this year, we're like, you know what? We all want to be successful here.
Yep.
And it is fun hunting together. But like there's just times you know it's just going to work out better. Just kind of break that up a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know what? You can still see each other.
Yeah.
You can see, and it's like, oh, that's
sometimes
awesome.
You can be 50, 60 yards apart. You know what I'm saying? And still see the other person. But you know what I'm saying? There's opportunity for everybody.
It's fun seeing them be successful too because you're still getting birds. So it's like, why not?
Yeah.
And everybody's successful if that's happening too. It's like
exactly.
It's like
so. It stinks if it's not because you know it's only coming there. But the thing is, if it stays like that, then you can just move over there.
Yeah, then you're gonna be over there visiting your friend.
Yeah, phone a friend, right? It's that situation. So we talked about being mobile, and let's go into patterns. I've noticed that patterns are different in the morning versus the afternoon. To me, a lot different.
The flight of the birds.
The flight of the birds, the pattern that they kind of do. Because I'm not saying it's a different set of birds. Because, you know, you got your morning flight, you got your afternoon flight. But sometimes what they do in the afternoon, not sometimes, a lot of times, I think, is the way they work and do things. We already talked about it once. They might not be as vocal. So they may just be, they got that spot honed in. They know they're going to, feed there or loaf there. They just come in. They don't say nothing. Boom, they come in.
Yeah.
And I've been backdoored a lot of times because of that. But also... when I say the pattern, it may be the direction that they're coming from. You know, maybe the morning you were looking this way instead of this way, and so you're like, okay, afternoon, same thing, and then they're coming from the other way.
Yep.
And you just, you just see those patterns and you learn that stuff. So you got to just be knowing in your mind, could be different in the afternoon, and keep that. Just a tip we can give you guys. Keep that in mind. That is a possibility.
Yeah.
No. So.
Yep.
And I put on there, Talon said, bring a light, because, or Travis did, because.
Bring a flashlight. Yeah, because you may get out there, God forbid somebody gets injured or something happens, and you can't see. A light's good. You can signal somebody, see your way out. I would say bring a light,
Which really rolls into the next reason why another reason you would have, because you don't think it. You're out there in the middle of the day, you're not thinking, I don't need a flashlight.
Yeah.
But there has been times I'm glad I always kept my flashlight in my blind bag, because it leads to the last point, unless you guys have any more that we didn't write down, is stay to the end. Because there's been times we've stared at the sky, let's say shoot time ended at 5:30. And from 1, we got there set up at 12, 1, no birds, 2, no birds, 3, no birds, 4, no birds. 4:30, you're like, guys, you know
It's
what?
not
We're
gonna
hungry.
yeah.
We're starving. It ain't happening. And then and I've done this, start getting ready to get like clean up. All of a sudden, birds start rolling in the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes if you can do some serious damage.
Literally in a 45-minute window, you
Yeah.
can do serious damage. And so I want to encourage you guys, if you do hunt the afternoon, stay till the end. You may stay till the end and you still not see any birds.
Yep.
That's just part of
That's
hunting.
part of it.
Yeah. But you'd be surprised what kind of damage, like Travis said, you can do in that last 30, 45 minutes. Now, that being said, there's some other places we go. Not one time yet have I not seen, if an hour before shoot time, the
It
flight
shuts off.
stops.
Really. And I think that's just knowing the area.
It is.
Yeah.
And familiarity with it.
Yeah, you've done it, you know.
Yeah.
And you've done it multiple times and you know the scenario and how that particular area is going to hunt.
It's guaranteed. It's so weird. But then other places, it's better the last hour of light.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
So weird. So just the big thing is in hunting, it's not no rocket scientist. It's gathering data. It's experience. Because guys will say, do you have any idea? Where can I go? Where, you know, it's like, okay, yes, we're not just blasting out where we're at. And it's not because we're being greedy or anything like that. Honestly, guys, if you're listening, it's not like that. It's for us to give you information on something. There's so much there. There's so much history that we've gathered to build for these places. And even then, you still get stumped sometimes.
Yep.
So you have to just go, like, pick a refuge, pick a place, close your eyes and put your finger down the map and go there. I mean, it really doesn't matter because last 2 years, we've been going a lot more places we've never been in. We've been out hunting for a long time. And all of a sudden, we're like, let's venture out. Let's just start trying new places. And there's places I've been, I'm like, I'm never going back there.
Yep.
Some other guys may like that
Yeah.
place. Something about it with me, I just don't care for it. It's not my style.
And we found those places too, just from learning. Is
Yeah.
you know, there's those spots. You
Yeah.
can find those spots. You just gotta put in the time,
It's time.
look for them, and then you'll learn it.
It really is.
you'll
And it
learn
ain't just one time.
No.
Ain't 2 times, ain't 3 times. It takes multiple times. It's just, and like I said, and that's why I'm saying some people like the spots and I don't like them.
Yeah.
So for you to go to somewhere like, oh, you do good there, I want to go there, it doesn't mean you're going to do good there. Even if you go there a dozen times, you know, you may go to this other place and like, man, this place is incredible. And I think, man, I never did good there. You just got to just go. Just get out there, pay the dues and find the spots and ask around too while you're out there, you know, because when you're out there, it's different. You're already out there. So it's like if you go to a place where there's blinds, preset spots that you can go, what does it matter? Everybody knows what you shoot out there. Yeah, I'll share, you know, yeah, try that one. You know, it doesn't make a difference. But when you're going places, whether it's in Kansas, Nebraska, California, Washington, and it's free roam, there's no numbers coming out of there. You don't know how many birds shot. You're just going to have to find your way. You're going to have to find your way. Spend the time. Scout, binoculars.
Put in the time,
Yep.
work hard,
Yep.
and you'll be successful.
And again, if you're out there, maybe you did pick the wrong spot. You may look half a mile away and see birds going there. No one's shooting them. Go over there.
Yeah, I mean, that happened to me last year.
Mm.
I had a particular spot. We did okay, but I noticed that birds had a tendency to go to this one spot, and there was no shooting over there. It was an afternoon, and so I was like, okay, that's where I'm going the next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And
And did it turn out for you?
it turned out awesome.
Did I go with you on that hunt? I can't remember.
Nope.
No?
It was Mr. T and me, Thomas.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
No, I've seen that though.
Keep your eyes peeled, people. That really is. You're not just looking for birds to kill in the moment. You might be scouting for future reference.
yeah, the next week or
Because maybe it's 400 or 500 yards away and you don't got the time to move. It's too late.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll know next week or next hunt day,
And you'll
Yeah.
have fun.
and you'll have a good time.
You'll have a really good time. I've had
So-
some fun afternoon hunts.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely an option.
and you're not getting up at. I hear a lot of people too. I'll just interject this in. I've talked to people that they're like, oh no, I don't duck hunt. I can't get up that early. You guys are crazy getting up that early. And I'm just like, well, I don't always get up early.
He doesn't.
I've been criticized by my own flesh and blood for not wanting to get up early. I'm getting old, getting lazy. I think, in a sense, sometimes I just want to try to be smarter about it.
Well, if you can be successful in the afternoon, why not?
Yeah.
You know, maybe you worked all week and you're just like, dude, I'm smoked. Like I know, the passion, the drive, like we talked about that we have, it's worth it. Like, you got a good spot. You're going in the morning and you're like, okay, I can wake up.
Yep.
But, sometimes you just don't know. It hasn't been hot. People haven't been doing that good. I still want to duck hunt.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get up at 2 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Get up at 7 o'clock, go eat breakfast, and then roll out there. And
that's really fun, honestly. At certain times, it's just fun doing it like that. I don't know. It's cool.
I've had a lot of fun.
I will say this, though. Somehow, even though you're going in the afternoon, you're almost out longer than you are when you hunt in the morning and get home.
But it's funny walking out there. You see people like they're walking out and they're looking at you like,
you're crazy.
What are these crazy people doing? There
ain't no birds.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm just like kind of chuckling
inside.
yeah.
And I've done that too. I've thought that with guys before I started hunting afternoons with you more so. I was like, dude, this was terrible. We didn't shoot anything.
Yeah.
And you always wonder how they did, because I know I've done that so many times. Guys are looking like, you can have it.
Yeah.
I've had guys last year multiple times. Guys were like, there ain't a bird in the sky. Yep. Limited out that afternoon.
That's the people at the check station too. They're like, it's terrible right now. And then you roll out in the truck, you drop the tailgate. They're like, their eyeballs get about this big.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you. You brought up her numbers.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. Again, if you don't mind, give us a rating review on iTunes. And we want to say a big thank you to Yukonumba. And we want to say a big thank you to Heavy Shot and also Old Town Kayak. Guys, thanks for their support. Guys, check them out if you get the chance. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.